Yo, what's going on today, guys? You already know what time it is. A new set is coming out, so it's time for the tradition on this channel the week before a new set, the best and worst cards from the current set. Obviously, the current one is Triumphant Light, so let's go to the best and the worst because this is a mini set. Traditionally, if the best card is an EX Pokemon, I will also mention a non-EX if there actually is a good card. If there's no good cards, then obviously won't mention anything. So obviously we go from top to bottom. So we start with the grass types. The worst grass type from the set, in my opinion, Cherrim, a stage 1 Pokemon, but it's okay. So 60 damage for 2 energy is not the worst thing, but it heals 20. It only has 80 HP, so you're probably going to be getting one shot anyway. So there's really no point of the healing on the card, if I'm going to be honest. So maybe if it had like a different ability on the attack or like something else, it could have been useful, but the healing literally does nothing when you only have 80 HP. So that is why I chose Cherrim as the worst grass type. The best grass type obviously would be Leafeon. Ramping up Celebi in the back or your other grass type Pokemon, 70 damage. You only really need 2 energy, as you know its ability puts one on itself. And yeah, 140 HP, very respectable. You know, it's a stage 1. There's many types of EVs, so you could choose the EV you want to play with it. And yeah, so 1 retreat cost too. It's just a very solid card. And the best non-EX grass type would be Carnivine, being possibly a top 15 deck right now. Obviously it is an Arceus partner, doing 50 damage for 1 energy if Arceus is in play. And yeah, it's just basically the new age Skarmory being played with the best card in the game, which is obviously Arceus. So, you know what, like I said, 1 energy, you do 50 as you set up Arceus, pretty solid. I feel like fire types have kind of been getting screwed over lately. I feel like there's really not a lot of fire types lately in these sets, but the best fire type is Heatran. So 110 HP, 40 damage for 2 energy, although if it has damage it does 80, which actually is very respectable for 2 energy, also on a basic non-EX Pokemon. And it has the ability Speed Link, which lets you have a free retreat cost, not 3, but free retreat cost if Arceus is in play, letting you be able to swap this thing around very easily. And yeah, it's just very solid. Being able to retreat for no energy cost is just really useful, and it's only 2 energy, so that's actually, 80 damage on 2 energy, bro, is very decent. Because if you think about back in the day, Pikachu was 90 for 2, and this is a non-EX, and also only has 10 HP less. So you have 10 HP less than Pikachu and 10 damage less, and you can retreat for free, and you're being played with the best EX card currently in the game. For worst, I mean, we only really had Houndoom. I wouldn't say it's like totally unusable and bad. It doesn't really see play, but I wouldn't say it's like garbage. 100 HP, 60 damage, 2 energy, and it's basically an Arbok for fire types where your opponent can't retreat after it attacks. 2 retreat cost is kind of like, 1 retreat cost probably would have been better to be able to like trap something and then retreat for something else and then do like heavy damage. But yeah, I mean, it's not totally bad, but there's literally just no other fire type in the set to choose from, and I do think Heatran is just better overall. Now moving on to the water types. For the worst water type from Triumphant Light, we have Wishcast, because I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what is with them and making water types have 4 energy costs, but this thing does 80 damage for 4 energy. Flip a coin, if heads it does 60 damage, 60 more damage. So 80 plus 60, 140, 4 energy, man. Like, go play Arceus. Like, why are you playing Wishcast? Like, not only that, but okay, 80 damage, potentially 140. The best water card from the set is literally this, but way better. Also, not only that, but it does 20 damage to itself and only 120 HP. What would they, like, why so many restrictions on? I just don't get it. But the best water type is Origin Form Palkia. It is not Glaceon because this card is cracked. It is a basic 120 HP, 2 retreat cost. So I mean, half the time Palkia decks play Leaf anyways for the actual Palkia EX. 3 energy, 60 damage. If it heads, it does 60 more damage. It doesn't damage itself, so it does 120. Yes, 20 less than Wishcast, but 1 less energy, and it doesn't do damage to itself. Also, it's a basic. Literally, Wishcast got power crept in its own set, bro. Although Glaceon is like an honorable mention, I just think overall Origin Form Palkia is more solid. Next up with the electric types, I'm gonna be honest, none of these cards are good. I think the worst one would probably be Manectric, because it does 40 damage flash. It's a stage 1. During your opponent's next turn, if the depending Pokemon tries to attack, they flip a coin. If tails, the attack does not happen. So it's basically confusion that only lasts 1 turn if you attack. Just go play Miss Magius, bro. Just go play Miss Magius. And yeah, I mean, the Raichu isn't much better either, but at least it does damage to the bench, so it activates Cyrus. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I'm not gonna say these are good cards. Okay, so now we are moving on to the psychic types, and the psychic types are pretty interesting. So the worst one, in my opinion, is Unknown. Has the ability, once during your turn, you may choose either your deck or your opponent's and look at the top card. Why are you wasting a slot for this in a Pokemon? Like, at this point, bro, just use Pokédex, because looking at my opponent's, like, okay. So if it's my turn, I look at my opponent's top card of the deck. Oh, they're gonna draw something. Maybe I could, like, you know, maybe you could use a red card, but maybe they just play it on their turn. So I just think this thing is useless. I think, and also not only that, but it's like 60 HP, only does 20 damage. It's literally just a waste. It's just a waste of a Pokemon in your slot. So I think this thing sucks. But for the best one, we have actually Rotom, another Arceus partner. Has very similar to, or it's literally the exact same ability as Heatran. Speed Link, has no retreat cost as long as Arceus is in play. 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Very solid, unlocks Arceus. Very hyper aggressive when combined with I know like the deck is like Rotom and Carnivine, then Arceus. Basically, you know, you can just damage their Pokemon, so when Arceus comes out, they can either one shot them or you could like Sire something in. So it's pretty decent. Plus, you know, the other psychic types kind of suck in this pack. Because we have this Gengar, which is a stage 2, and it does 70 damage for sleep, which, like, go play Wigglytuff EX. Or honestly, just go play Miss Magius, because I feel like Confusion is kind of a little bit better. And this Clefable, I don't even know what it does, but it just looks garbage. Yeah, so fighting types are very interesting, so let's see. The best fighting type from this pack should be very obvious. It is Sudowoodo, doing 50 damage for 1 energy on your opponent's Pokemon EX. And this format is very dominated by basic EX Pokemon. Sudowoodo usually does 50 damage. Not only that, but is a huge counter to stuff like Articuno EX, Arceus EX, you know, basically any really dominant EX Pokemon. Plus, you're able to play it with Lucario, so sometimes you can do 70 damage. And it is currently played in the second best deck, which is Rampardos, Lucario, Sudowoodo, and Marshadow. The worst fighting, I just realized I did this out of order. I usually do the worst first, but whatever. So the worst fighting type, I'm going to say, is Medicham. Basically, 100 HP is a stage 1. 1 energy, if you land Tails, it does nothing. I just feel like it's not worth it to do nothing. Like, being a stage 1, I feel like just go play Executor, where you either do 40 or 80. This doing nothing, like, potentially, like, by the time it dies, only has 100 HP. Maybe you flip 2 coins, you just get 2 Tails, and it literally does nothing. So, in my opinion, it is probably the worst. And first off, I've actually literally seen nobody ever use this in my life. Well, dark types are in a very similar situation to fire. I mean, there's really only 2 of them because I don't count the non-full evolutions. So for the worst dark type, we have Toxicroak. I tried to make a deck of this because I love Toxicroak, and we have Team Galactic to search Krogunk. This Toxicroak, absolutely garbage. So 1 energy for an attack, doesn't do any damage, but you poison it, but the poison is special and does 20 damage. So 1 energy for 20 damage on a stage 1. Like, yeah, you like theoretically like retreat to something, so your other Pokemon does an additional 20. But dude, it is not only that, but it came out in a meta where Arceus is the most played Pokemon, which can't even be poisoned. I'm assuming this wouldn't work on Arceus, even though it's like a special version. Honestly, I haven't tested it, but like, even if it does not accomplish anything. This card is absolutely trash. Just go play Weezing, bro. You do 50 damage by attacking and poison. And the best one should be very obvious. It's the only other one. It is Crobat. Very good. Definitely a top like 10 deck right now with Arceus, Darkrai, Druddigon, and Crobat. 30 damage to the opponent's active Pokemon if Arceus is in play. It is a stage 2, so sometimes you just can't draw it, which is a downside. But 1 energy for 50 damage on top of its ability. Basically, so 80 damage for 1 energy, basically. Yeah, it's just a very solid card. Basically letting your Arceus do 160 damage in 1 turn. Possibly 170 if you also have a Geo combined. And that's not even counting if you also have Dark Rise. So there's a possibility you could do like 180 damage. Just a very solid card. Also no retreat cost on this. So now for the worst and best metal type. Honestly, there's a couple bad metal types. I almost wanted to put Magnezone as the worst one, because like, why would you ever play this metal Magnezone over obviously, you know, the electric Magnezone that builds itself up? But at the same time, it's truly not like the worst. In my opinion, the worst is the origin form of Dialga. So 3 energy, 100 damage. First off, it's metal, so go play Arceus Dialga. And if you land a Tails after you attack, you can't even attack. So you can do 100 damage and then maybe you just can't attack next turn. It's like, these type of cards are just not good. We've seen it with the non-EX Leafeon. We've also seen it with Torterra. I personally think Torterra actually would be meta relevant if it could attack after the 150 damage, because that's such a good threshold. Obviously it's a stage 2, so that's like the one downside. But like, dude, you can't keep making cards that can't attack. And like 100 damage, okay, you might seem like, okay, it's a basic non-EX. Maybe 100 would be too strong, but it's 3 energy, dude. And like, who's gonna be playing? Maybe people would play this, but I just feel like no one's gonna be playing this over Arceus. And for the best metal type, I'm gonna be real. I mean, we really don't have a best metal type, but I'll just give it the Probopass EX. Because he's not complete garbage like the other ones. 160 HP, pretty respectable for a stage 1. 90 damage through energy, and you take 20 less damage after you do attack. So combine this with what is called Adamin, which is minus 30, I believe. Actually, Adamin is minus 20. So combine this with Adamin, you do minus 40 from attacks. At the same time, you still get 2-shot most of the time, especially in this meta. So that doesn't really add up, but like, if I had to pick a metal type, I probably would just pick Probopass as the best. Like, it's not complete garbage where I wouldn't say it's good, but it's all right. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's all right. It can do some stuff, maybe, but you're gonna be playing Dog or Fit, bro. So just go play Dog or Arceus. Okay, so now we go to the colorless type, and honestly, I think we all know who the best is when we get to it. Also bright, as the screen is very bright, but I usually do not pick non-evolutions, but this card is so bad I have to. This new Eevee, 2 energy for 30 damage. You're never really going to be wanting to do this with Eevee. You always want to evolve right away to either Leafeon, Glaceon, and Jolteon, or like I would say like the 3 best evolutions. Obviously there's Vaporeon, but that also depends if you're playing a water deck. By itself, Vaporeon is very useless. And yeah, I just don't see a situation where you ever basically have Eevee not evolved. And like, you basically want to use Eevee on the first turn to attack for at least 20, or even use a coin flip one. So this Eevee is just very, very useless when there's like 5 other good Eevees. So the best colorless card is Arceus EX. Who would have thought? Best card in the game, best deck in the game, literally an S+ tier deck. And I'm not gonna explain it. I'm sick of talking about this card. And the best non-EX is Snorlax, being played with Berry, doing 100 damage for 2 energy. Very solid. It's also a tank, so even if you don't have the berries, you can stall and build up something in the back. We've seen success with Snorlax and Magnezone getting top cut at a 1400 person tournament. And we've also seen Snorlax Garchomp appearing the last couple of days, getting 3rd place at a 115 person tournament. So yeah, it's just a very solid wall plus offensive card if you do have Berry in the hand. And I guess I will include the the trainer cards. The best one is obviously Irida. Water types are super strong. Second best one is Berry. 3rd is Adaman, but nobody really plays it. And honestly, the Granny, I personally have only ever seen like 1 deck play this. The best full art for the regular Pokemon, I would probably just say Sudowoodo. Is, you know, clean. There's a lot of details. The best Rainbow, I gotta give it the Garchomp, bro. He's fighting God. Anyways, that's the best and worst Pokemon from Triumphant Light. Hope you guys liked it. Peace out. Have a lovely day. You know what? This thing is so bad. I actually forgot it was even in the set. So Giratina is the only dragon type. It's grass and psychic energy, and you discard 2 random energy from this Pokemon. Actually, I didn't even realize it was discard 2. Also, let me get out of this white screen. Hold up. So I didn't actually know this thing discarded 2. I thought it only discarded 1, and I thought that was already bad. 3 retreat costs, discards 2 random energy, and you have to have grass and psychic, so that's already inconsistent. 120 HP. What are they even thinking, man? This genuinely might be the worst card in the game. This actually might be the worst card in the game. Like, nobody, If someone could win with this card, bro, you might be the best player in the universe. I'm gonna be real. Like 120, like, okay, so I attack once and then it dies. Like, like, not only that, but I have to play grass and psychic. Like, what am I playing with grass and psychic? Like, as a combination. Like, I don't know, man. This, it's so bad I literally forgot it, and I didn't even realize it was discard 2. I thought it was already bad if discard 1 energy. So yeah, I guess this is that. I guess this is the actual one of the video. Yeah, I guess actual peace out and have a lovely day now. Just don't play this, because then you won't have a lovely day.